I censored the name because I don't want you guys to contact this person. In fact, you can't contact this person because there is a trend on Twitter. Every now and then, a game developer or a Marvel comic book author will say something incredibly stupid. And then when they get criticism, they block everyone and bar the doors, lock the windows. Tweets are protected. Only people who follow can issue tweets. But I want to give you an example of what goes out on Twitter. Because many times I say, like these developers and people working at these companies have such toxic tastes that chances are a couple of people are being turned away from purchasing their product. I mean, you could instead try to appeal to the customer. You could say, oh my god, I made the game and it's so amazing, I like playing it. Any streamer, hey, you wanna play my game? You might like it, show it to your friends. No, they don't do that. Instead, they talk about politics like they're CNN anchors. And look, in Romania, we have this saying, at the dinner table, you should not talk about sports, religion, and politics, because they're very divisive. People are very emotional when talking about them, and you're not going to change anyone's mind anyway. The most you can do is getting a shouting match and have someone hating you. You're not going to manage to sway people. You're not going to get a zinger in. I have never in my life, I'm pretty sure it has happened, but I have never in my life seen someone get a zinger on Twitter and all of a sudden the other person was like, oh my god, I was so wrong. You are so right. Wow, thank you for helping me see. Thank you for making me realize that all of my worldview, all of my politics were absolutely dead wrong, and you were right. That never happens, so why on earth are these corporations allowing their employees to be like this on Twitter? I mean, if they were to say a racist joke, they would be fired immediately, alright? In a perfect world, you could say on Twitter whatever you want, but we don't live in that perfect world. We live in a world where the corporations are having a leash on their employees, and everything they say on Twitter is actually considered gospel. And it reflects the company. It's like they're like the representative of the corporations they work under. So, if that is the world we live in, why are they allowed to say this type of shit? It's going to damage your sales. There is no way around it. When someone sees things that stupid, okay, fine. So first of all, this guy is from Ukraine, okay? So I'm willing to cut him some slack. I'm not upset about, his Russophobia or whatever. I don't agree with it, okay? I do not think that if a neighbor of yours happened to be Russian, you should be bad with them just because. Because I grew up in a culture that constantly reminded me that what the Japanese people in the United States during World War II suffered wasn't good. Okay, the discrimination that Japanese people faced under US during World War II wasn't nice. So that is etched into my brain, and I can't get rid of it. And then you also have stories from other Americans saying that, okay, so I had this German neighbor during World War II, and he was constantly being mistreated, but what people didn't care about was that he left Germany because he didn't agree with the Nazis. So, look, I get if you support Ukraine. I get if you want to donate for the refugees. I get if you want to help Ukraine in any way. But I personally do not think that if you're in another country, it's okay to be prejudiced towards someone who happens to be Russian. What the fuck do you want that person to do anyway? You're upset because he exists? What is it? What is it? What can he do? What do you expect him to do? So you leave him the fuck alone and treat him like any other citizen, alright? But I guess I'm not a progressive man. I don't have the progressive wisdom where I treat everyone as if they belong to a cultural group, and then I stigmatize and I stereotype that entire group. So I don't work like that. I'm sorry. I know, I guess in America you should work. I'm not. I treat people like individuals. Alright? So, but with that said, with that out of the way, the guy is from Ukraine. I can understand why he might be a little bit phobic. I get it. I'm willing to cut him some leeway with this. This is not what really bothers me. What bothers me is that he goes on and says, promoting Ukrainian culture while Russia attempts to destroy it is not reasonable. This is literally the same argument. This is literally the same argument as my dad is good and doesn't deserve to get shit because other men harass women and have historically subjugated them. This is a fucking good argument. This is literally true. We do not think that blood guilt is correct. We are not commies. We do not operate under the presumption of blood guilt. Would you like to go to prison if your dad committed a crime? No? Why not? Would you like to go to prison if your son committed a crime? No? Why not? You know there are countries that do this? North Korea, for example. The Soviet Union also did this to some extent. And, you know, like, they come up with these horrible, horrible takes. It's, and not to mention, it's like, oh, well, men historically did blah. Well, okay, let's think by the accomplishments then. A man discovered penicillin. I am a man. Why aren't you giving me credit for the discovery of penicillin? I mean, if I am going to get everything bad that men did, can I also get credit for everything good that any man in the world has done? Like any person that has a sausage, any person with a cock, the moment they saved a puppy from a burning building, I should get credit for it, right? Because that's how it works. I mean, if I'm going to share the blame, why can't I share the praise? I should be sharing the praise. You know, someone split the atom, give me the fucking praise. He happened to be a man. I just... Why would you say this? Why would you say this? And of course, you know, you can also tip. I love the Twitter now. You can tip for this hot take. You can give money for this hot take right here. It's kind of funny. I don't think I can get tips for tweets. My fucking god, you know. And these people complain about capitalism. There is no system in the world that would allow this besides capitalism. Like, I don't think you're going to get this in North Korea anytime soon, where you can have like a button to tip just for the hot takes that you had over the internet. Oh my god, I just realized that this is actually being shipped out. Do you understand just how toxic Twitter will become? Because all the lefties are going to out-lefty each other in order to have like the hotter take to get that tip. People are going to, like, I know people online that say shit they don't believe just because they know it's going to give them likes. That they say stuff that they know is fundamentally false, but they know it's the correct thing to say that particular day, and they will get retweets and likes. Now, add that on fucking steroids the moment you have the tip button. In fact, I'm actually very curious if I will get a tip. Holy shit. Man, pray that the day doesn't come when I get a tip button. Like, just you need to pray right now. Pray to Jesus or to Allah or to whomever, to Krishna, like whatever deity you pray to, that I will not get the tip button on the Twitter. Holy crap. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.